The lights of the Staples Center blazed like 1,000 suns, spilling fire over the ring that awaited two giants. The crowd, a restless sea of roars and flags, trembled in anticipation. In one corner stood Vitali Klitschko, the Ukrainian tower of ice, his expression unreadable, his body coiled like steel under command. Every movement was deliberate, mechanical, terrifyingly precise. In the other corner, Chris Arreola, the American warrior from East Los Angeles. Eyes burning with defiance, fists thudding together like thunder before a storm. He wasn't just here to fight. He was here to prove that heart could conquer pedigree, that raw fury could topple a legend. As the bell waited to sing its first note, a hush washed over the arena. Cameras zoomed in, capturing the tension etched on both men's faces, one carved by discipline, the other by hunger. The commentators' voices lowered, words trembling with expectation. Can Arreola shock the world tonight, or will Klitschko remind everyone why they call him Dr. Iron Fist? Every second before the bell felt stretched, suspended between destiny and disaster. Arreola's gloves twitched. Klitschko's gaze didn't move. Somewhere in that silence, the first chapter of a brutal story began to breathe. The referee's final words faded into the roar of destiny, and then came the sound that split the night open. Ding! The collision of continents was about to begin. Arreola came forward like a man possessed. His plan was simple: break the wall before it builds. He threw combinations with reckless abandon. Left hook, right cross, uppercut. But Klitschko's defense was a fortress. Every punch met an elbow, a shoulder, or empty air. Klitschko didn't just move. He glided. Every step was a calculation. Every jab a warning. The Ukrainian jabbed Arreola's face with sniper precision. Bam, 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 like a piston working at perfect rhythm. The crowd roared every time Arreola swung wildly, their voices rising with every near miss. But Klitschko was playing chess while Arreola fought checkers. He wasn't looking for chaos. He was creating a pattern, a rhythm that would eventually break his opponent from the inside out. The camera zoomed in. Klitschko's eyes were still calm, expressionless, reading every motion, every breath. By the end of round 2, Arreola's nose was bleeding, his breathing heavier, yet he smiled. "Come on," he yelled, pounding his gloves together, defying the pain. The bell rang, and both men returned to their corners. Klitschko untouched, Arreola bruised but unbroken. The commentators whispered, "He's walking into a storm that doesn't end." By round 4, the fight had taken shape. Klitschko's wall was complete. His jab wasn't just a punch, it was punishment. Each one snapped Arreola's head back. Each right hand sent echoes through the crowd. Yet Arreola refused to back down. Every hit he took, he came forward again, like a man fueled by defiance itself. Sweat flew, gloves cracked against flesh, and still the pace didn't drop. Klitschko's corner yelled calm instructions in Ukrainian. Arreola's corner screamed for aggression. The contrast was striking. One fighter surgical, the other emotional. It was intellect versus instinct, and both refused to yield. Vitali began throwing combinations. Jab, jab, right hand, step back, hook. Arreola swung wide, missed by inches, and caught another jab for his effort. His face now bore the marks of war, swelling under the eyes, a trickle of blood from his lip, yet his heart kept him standing. The crowd, once cheering for Arreola, started to murmur. They were witnessing something brutal, a masterclass wrapped in violence. Klitschko didn't celebrate each landed punch. He simply turned, reloaded, and continued. Like a machine with no mercy, he advanced with the inevitability of time itself. By the end of the round, Arreola's coach was shouting, "You've got to make him respect you." But the look on Klitschko's face said it all. Respect had already been earned, and soon the reckoning would come. Round 8. The war had taken its toll. Arreola's punches had slowed. His arms felt heavy. His chest heaved like a furnace. Yet his heart refused to let him stop. The audience, sensing the end, roared louder, willing him to push one more time. Klitschko stayed unmoved, the same unreadable face, the same cold precision. He wasn't fighting Arreola anymore. He was dismantling him. Every jab was followed by a right cross, every movement designed to corner, control, and crush. Arreola tried to rally, a burst of punches, a desperate swing, but Klitschko caught him clean with a thundering right hand that snapped his head back and silenced the arena for a heartbeat. Then came the chants, Arreola, Arreola, as the proud warrior refused to fall. He stumbled, steadied himself, smiled through the pain, and motioned Klitschko to come again. That defiance broke hearts and earned respect. The commentators' voices cracked with emotion. He's taking everything Klitschko has and still standing. This is beyond bravery. This is heart. Yet somewhere in that storm, even Arreola's body began to whisper what his soul refused to admit, that it couldn't go much longer. As the bell rang, Arreola slumped onto his stool. His trainer looked at him, eyes full of pride and pain. The decision was near. The fight had turned from competition into survival. Round 10, or what would become the final chapter. Klitschko stood poised, his breathing steady. Across the ring, Arreola rose slowly, like a man walking toward destiny. His face was swollen, but his eyes burned. He wasn't fighting to win anymore. He was fighting to show he would not be broken. The round began with Klitschko doing what he had done all night. The jab, the control, the dominance. Arreola threw back, but his arms no longer carried the same fire. Each shot that landed from Klitschko echoed louder now, not because of force, but because of inevitability. The referee watched closely. Arreola's corner shouted desperately, "Keep your hands up, Chris." But his body was fading. Then came the moment. After a flurry of sharp, snapping jabs, Klitschko unleashed a monstrous right hand that sent Arreola staggering back into the ropes. The crowd gasped. The referee stepped in, and it was over. The fight was stopped. Klitschko raised his gloves, stoic and emotionless, while Arreola broke down. Tears, pride, exhaustion. The crowd rose in respect. There were no boos, only applause. Arreola hadn't won the fight, but he had won hearts. The commentators summed it up perfectly. Klitschko proved he's a machine. But Arreola, he proved he's human, and sometimes that's greater. And as the lights dimmed over the ring, one truth lingered. Not every defeat is a loss. Some are legacies written in blood and courage.